Anyway, here's the deal. Riot's making an MMO. I'm curious to see what Bellular has to say about it. He actually has like a video and a half. We're going to watch half of this video talking about it, and then also his other video talking about it.
It's now time to talk about Riot Games' MMO. This is seriously interesting, and I'll tell you fundamentally why it's interesting to me. If you look at the other big MMO that people talk about, it's Final Fantasy XIV.
True.
And there's a thing there where FF14 is a pretty damn different game to World of Warcraft, right? And there's a lot of people who are just not interested.
Well, yeah, like Final Fantasy applies, it's a game designed for people that care less about gameplay and more about having avatars that they can jerk off to. Like that's what it is. And so, and also furries.
In a more Eastern style MMO, right? You know, they want their more sort of classic, traditional Western stuff. Now, League of Legends came from Defense of the Ancients, a Warcraft 3 thing. And you can totally see some like art style DNA there. Now, I think overall what this means is that Riot, I'd say, are the one company who could make a gameplay-oriented Western MMO that could actually stand toe-to-toe with Blizzard and World of Warcraft.
Well, here's the thing, right? If some, like, random company no one has ever fucking heard of, you know, is going to throw $100 million at making an MMO, and they don't have an IP to put behind it, an IP meaning, like, they don't have a pre-established lore or any of their games that tie into it, like, no one is going to give a fuck about the lore, no one's familiar with the company, no, like, you have to have that background where people know the lore, they know some of the races, and they know the world map, and they know the story, and they know, like, people need to have, like, this is why World of Warcraft is so successful, because people had Warcraft 1, they had Warcraft 2, they had Warcraft 3, people kind of, they had some, like, emotional investment in the story and in the vibe of the game before the game even came out. So it's like, how many other this is why a lot of other MMOs fail. I think it's like, who what's the other MMO that everyone's hyped up about that Aspen talks about all the time? What's that one?
Happy birthday, Pog.
What's that one? New World, Ashes of, well, and New World, yeah, both of them, Ashes of Creation and New World. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be totally frank. I have no attachment to either of these games. I don't know anything about them. I don't know the races. I don't know the lore. I don't know the geography of the maps. I have no attachment at all to anything that's going on in these games. And I think with an MMO, with the way it's supposed to be like totally immersive and like all an RPG style game, it's hard for an MMO to be successful unless it already has that pre-existing background. It can be a really fucking good game, but it's not going to have that same appeal. I think it has to have both. It has to be a good, well-designed game, and two, it has to have that background also. And so, like, Riot can do that, right? Riot has a super immersive, expansive universe they can pull from, and they're capable of making a good game, right? It's Riot. Like, so we'll see. I'm gonna keep playing here.
Now, yes, Elder Scrolls Online also
Stunzy,
does
dude,
exist.
I appreciate it. And Dr. Nick.
ESO, I think, just doesn't have that like
both you guys. Thank you.
gameplay style that I think you would get from a
Ghost
Blizzard
Crawler
or a
took
Riot.
over WoW in its peak, gave us LFG, and proceeded to run WoW right into the ground. Good luck, Riot.
Yeah, like, how can I put this? Like, I'm gonna be fair to Ghostcrawler. Ghostcrawler got a lot right. You can't say otherwise, right? You can't say otherwise, okay? And I wouldn't say he took over WoW at its peak. I think he did a big part. I'm gonna be fair to him. I think he helped WoW get to its peak. He took over at the end of TBC, and he saw it for 2.5 years of Wrath into Kata, which was actually the highest WoW was the first like 6 months of Kata, and then took it through Kata and a mop. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be fair. I think he got a lot right, and he also got a lot wrong. Is that fine to say? He made mistakes, but he also got a lot right.
So that's why at a very fundamental level, this is actually extremely interesting to me. Now, this project's actual announcement is really weird because it's not a big press release. No, Ghostcrawler tweeted about it. Yes, Ghostcrawler tweeted that there's a big new project.
We gotta say how weird this is, right? He confirmed a League of Legends MMO through a tweet pretty much asking for people to apply for a job to work on the MMO. It wasn't a cinematic, it wasn't a video, it wasn't an official post on the League of Legends page or the Riot Twitter page or anything. It was just Greg Street coming out saying, hey, listen, we're hiring for a League of Legends MMO. And he didn't even, in the initial post, he didn't even say it's an MMO. He had to respond to some chick named Rochelle with a honkler clown emoji in her fucking Twitter handle to say it's an MMO. Like, what the fuck is this?
Project, P.S. we're hiring, and then in the comments just replied, it's an MMO. So yes, Riot Games are making an MMO.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty damn interesting. Now, Ghostcrawler, if you've been playing World of Warcraft for a long time, or maybe Age of Empires, you'll know who he is. If you haven't, well, Ghostcrawler was the lead systems designer for World of Warcraft.
True.
Now, lead systems designer, that's a role that eventually Ian Hazacostas had, and then, of course, Ian went on to be game director. Now, at that time, I'd say Ghostcrawler was one of the most visible devs. Certainly, he was the most willing to engage with players, and that's what really got him just a lot of respect.
So, it's so funny because when I think of Ghostcrawler, I don't... And by the way, like I have no issue with Ghostcrawler, really. Like, I think it's fine, but I remember I used to read a lot of Arena Junkies Off Topic, Arena Junkies, MMO Champion forums, official Blizzard Battle.net forums back in the Wrath of Lich King days. This is like peak Staysafe WoW addiction. I was in high school, and so I used to just read the forums all fucking day. I'd shitpost on the forums all day. And there were so, like, in non-stop people making memes about Ghostcrawler, shitting on Ghostcrawler, and the memes were always tied to him and Death Knights. Like, during the Wrath of Lich King, because Death Knights every arena season and through every raid tier were just imbalanced, super OP as fuck, and I think Ghostcrawler played a Death Knight. I think people found out that he played a Death Knight, and so the memes were always that he was making Death Knights too strong, and they were shitting on him, and it was just fucking hilarious. Anyway, and yeah, I guess mages too. Oh man. back in the day, dude.
Player base. Sure, it did mean that he threw himself into the odd firefight every now and then, but yeah, he was a pretty well-liked guy. He left after patch 5.4 Siege of Orgrimmar of World of Warcraft. He joined Riot Games. Okay. I believe he was a lead designer in League of Legends. He then kind of just moved up and up and up, and now here he is, a big World of Warcraft veteran, seemingly leading Riot Games' big new MMORPG. Well, I suppose the RPG bit we're not sure about, but we do know it is an MMO. Now,
I mean, like, what? Okay, name an MMO that's not an RPG. Actually, I guess I can. Like Second Life, fucking VR chat. Like, would you call those MMOs? I guess technically you would, but there's no way they're gonna make an MMO that's not an like Destiny, really? Okay, well, what? Let me ask you this: what game comes out in the last 5 years that isn't technically an MMO? Like, if it's online with lots of players. Like, you could say fucking Diablo 3 is an MMO. You could say fucking Call of Duty is an MMO. It's massively multiplayer online, right? Every game that has online functionality at this point is an MMO, I guess. So, like, I guess it's an assumption to say it's going to be an MMORPG, right? But, like, it's going to be an MMORPG. Like, even though he didn't say that, yeah, like what else is it going to fucking be, right?
Now, there's a whole bunch of reasons why this is interesting to me. I already covered how, Final Fantasy, it's great, but the gameplay doesn't mesh with everybody, and there's a bunch of people who, don't like the weeb stuff, and hey, can't change that. It's just not their taste.
I was hoping you would say this. I was talking about this game with Kathy yesterday, and she said, yeah, fuck that game. It's going to be a weeb game. It's going to be a bunch of weeb bullshit. And I was like, Kathy, you're going to write off the League of Legends MMO already? You don't even know anything about it because you think it's going to be weeb bullshit? She said, yeah, I'm not playing that shit. It's going to be a bunch of weeb-ass trash. Kathy hates weebs. She fucking hates them. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Like, it's probably not going to be that bad, right?
So they're still, sort of moated into World of Warcraft.
I don't know,
so
man.
There's like I think an opportunity here for Riot to actually get in. Now, who are they going to be competing against? Blizzard, right? They're going to be competing against Blizzard. I cannot see Riot making a game that's competing with ESO in terms of, its overall vibe, or Final Fantasy in terms of being, basically an MMO version of like a JRPG. Because, yeah, Final Fantasy XIV essentially does have one of the best JRPG storylines, like, done. And it's an MMO, which is pretty neat. Now, if we think about these two companies competitively, I think that's where it's interesting. This is something I tweeted earlier, but I think that Riot Games are willing to outspend Blizzard on talent. We have heard all the stories. Blizzard underpay for the area that they're in.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
probably
generally
true.
do try to rely a bit on that Blizzard passion, on Blizzard's, big cultural impact.
I mean, let me show you this. Which game has more passion behind it? Let me go to Google. What the fuck is this? Did you snowball me, bitch? Hey! You snowballing me? You better not do that again. You had better not do that again. Don't. Don't. Fuck. Okay, it doesn't matter. Listen, Google Trends. Google. How many O's are in Google? Two, right? Okay, Google Trends. Let me see here. Okay, so this is what I want to show you, okay? So World of Warcraft. Okay, yeah, World of Warcraft. We're going to compare. Which game is going to have more? World of Warcraft or League of Legends? Which game is more... We'll do worldwide, okay? This is United States only. We can see which game is more popular in Afghanistan. I actually am curious. We're going to look up that first. Fuck the US. I only care about Afghanistan. No one in Afghanistan plays World of Warcraft? That is not true. Do I have any Afghani viewers? Real quick, give me a 1 in chat. Any Afghani viewers? I must. I can't believe it. Okay, there you go. I have a lot of Afghani viewers. Okay, worldwide. Okay, and League of Legends. League of Legends. Computing. Wow. Wow. League of Legends blows the living fuck out of World of Warcraft. The absolute living fuck. So the reason why I looked this up, the Bellular made the point that Blizzard is able to underpay their developers because there's so much hype and passion for the World of Warcraft Blizzard brand, right? But League of Legends has, according to these metrics, like 3 times the passion behind it than Blizzard does, than World of Warcraft does. So they have that same passion, and they probably have more money to throw at it. Mia Khalifa, that's the tallest tower in the world. That's the tallest building in the world, by the way. Very, very cool. I watched a very good documentary about it. It ended up not being exactly what I thought it was going to be, but still, I watched it start to finish. Okay, let me pull this back up. Bellular, what was your point again?
That they've had. But that's something that is shattered, right? Because the job layoffs that were at a record year. And then, of course, the drama with Blizzard employees sharing their compensation, and it becoming very apparent that, yes, while the very senior people can do very well, generally speaking, Blizzard underpay for the area that they're in. We then have Blizzard being, I would say, rather stagnant, right? And there has been quite a lot of brain drain. I mean...
I heard a rumor that Blizzard doesn't pay World of Warcraft developers with real life money. They pay them in Lunchables snack packs. And when the developers do really good, like they make some really good content, they give them the Lunchables snack pack with the extra Reese's candy bars in the side. They give them like the ones with the little dessert on the side also. They don't even give them money. They just pay them in Lunchables. I heard that rumor.
Mike Morheim left
I don't know if it's true.
Pretty much right when his non-compete went. He founded Dreamhaven. 2 studios appeared from that. And Game
Time. Yeah, they also pay the Blizzard developers in 5% discount on World of Warcraft Game Time, which is big.
Their Christmas bonus is a store amount. Happy birthday, Matt.
I also heard that. Craig, I appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Brother. Good to see you.
The old top talent of Hearthstone went and formed their own studio. We've got Frost Giant Studios coming in, which is basically a bunch of big StarCraft 2 people leaving to do something else, right? There is a Blizzard brain drain, and as much as this might not be a nice thing for people who say love World of Warcraft to hear, yeah, there is brain drain from Blizzard. They do have a generally more negative perception now than ever. And if you look at Riot, Well, Riot don't have a great rap. I mean, we all remember the Neum incident and, of course, the seemingly pretty damn rough frat house situation they had going on for a long time. But generally speaking, Riot do have a number of strengths. Number one, culture. Actually creating, responding to, and maintaining culture.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, Riot has done, and you could say this is weeb shit. This is actually very, very smart. Riot has catered to Coomers way more than Blizzard has. There are infinity times more League of Legends characters that I would fuck than World of Warcraft characters I would fuck. And that like there needs to be, this needs to be addressed, okay? Like, making cinematics and characters that your player base wants to fuck, it fosters hentai. You ever go, like, this is one of the reasons, Disturbed, listen, dude, I know you get this. This is one of the reasons why Overwatch was so big for a while. It's because you go to a porn site and you see Overwatch, you see, you know, Farah getting triple penetration gangbanged. Okay? You see all, like, the Overwatch, you know, fan art, fucking hentai 3D videos, and then people want to go play the games. They can keep on jerking off. And so World of Warcraft has not catered to that demographic. You can find 50 times... I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to have to do this, but I'll do it. Hold up, let me get rid of this. You think I won't do this? I'll do this on stream. I don't give a fuck. Let me pull up Google Trends. I will do this right now. I'll do it. World of Warcraft porn. Search. Okay. Let's go past 12 months. Let's do worldwide. Okay? And now we're going to do League of Legends porn. League of Legends porn. Search. No surprise. This is the secret to making a good game. You need to give sexy characters for your people to jerk off to. You need to be able to bust a nut to your video game characters. Otherwise, people don't want to play your dog shit ass game. Final Fantasy? Really? Wait, you think so? Final Fantasy porn. It's actually kind of, I mean, it's kind of about where World of Warcraft is. You know what? I'm going to do Overwatch now. Yeah, do you think, is Overwatch going to be the biggest one? Overwatch porn. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, this is the power of the Coomer. I'm telling you, you need to lock down the Coomer demographic. Otherwise, people don't want to play your trash fucking game, okay? And that is just a fact. You can't dispute the facts. This is real life math. This is real life numbers. What about all time? Let me do past 5 years. Okay, let me see. Overwatch porn. Look at all the nuts being bust back in the day. Holy shit, this is when the game came out. Jesus Christ. This is what you want. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to see for your game, okay? This is what you want. Fortnite? What about Fortnite? It's like that, right? Fortnite porn? Okay, hold up. Wow, it's actually pretty. It never matched the peak of Overwatch porn, but it has been high and it has remained high. Impressive, very impressive. Okay, let me keep playing this video and see. This is what I'm talking about. It's backed up by the numbers. Okay, this is statistics in real life.
If you have at all kept up, you know that is one of Riot's biggest strengths. I mean, just look at all the KDA stuff. You know, they've turned League of Legends into, I guess, one of the most successful I'm
gonna pause. Like, I gotta hammer. Gotta hammer this home. This is what Riot is doing. Riot gets it. Okay? Riot makes content like this explicitly for people to jerk off to. That's my hypothesis. Why else would you make this? It's a bad song. This is for Coomers. That's it. You know what else? When you make Coomer content like this, you are making, like, hold up. Like, let me just show you, okay? Something like this, okay? You are making characters that real life girls will cosplay as. You want sexy, hot as fuck girls to cosplay in real life your virtual characters. It just brings in more Coomers. It's the cycle of Coomers, okay? Like I'm telling you, dude. Like this is so smart. This is I'm telling you. Riot back in some office, like deep in the fucking Riot headquarters basement with a light that flickers. Like, it's the light's fucking flickering. Like, no one comes within 100 feet of this guy's little cubicle in the fucking basement. There's a guy that's making these cinematics, and he's sitting there, like, with a bottle of fucking lotion, just jerking off all these. Like, yeah, they're gonna love this. I'm telling you. And they pay this guy 9 figures. 9 figures they pay him every year. It's fucking insane because I'm telling you, dude, he's the one that brings in the viewers. He's the one that brings in the Coomers. He's a sick fuck. Listen, I like a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck, okay? And that's all there is to it, really. Let me open this up. Let's see.
Pop videos of its year. What's going on there? Clearly, right? Riot have their finger to the pulse. Riot are a company that are newer than Blizzard. They grew to maturity and scale very much in the modern era of the internet. Now, if you, like me, have played World of Warcraft, then you will know that for the last 5, 6, 7, whatever years, World of Warcraft has been just constantly saddled with problems. Now, it's great that Shadowlands is moving us away from that, but with Titan Forging, how they did loot, and a bunch of other things at the game, there have constantly been things that players have pointed out as humongous impending issues in the alphas and in the betas, and even just based on concepts after BlizzCons. The players have said these are going to be big problems, and lo and behold, Blizzard have always been surprised when things have blown up in their face. Blizzard are an old school company. They run old school. That's internally, true. They are very, very old school, right? They've not kept up with the times. I think that fundamentally, Riot are more set up to be a competitive player in just about any space than Blizzard, purely because Riot, I think, is a more modern, more agile, more switched onto the community, and better at running a...
I see this comment. Scary. Shadowlands got Resident Sleeper very fast. Is that true? Has Shadowlands gotten Resident Sleeper? Has the new expansion hype faded away, and now it's just just another expansion? I have noticed that by the way, I like Shadowlands. Like, I've been playing it off stream the last couple of days. I sincerely am enjoying Shadowlands still. I have noticed, however, that the Shadowlands streamers, a lot of them review counts are starting to drop off. Like, I think that new expansion hype is starting to fade. The World First Race, their view count is dropping. Even the OTK coverage of the World First Race, their view count is dropping. A lot of the Arena guys, a lot of the Mythic Plus guys, a lot of the Raiders, their view count's dropping. So that hype it's definitely fading, but that's to be expected after you know, I think it's been out for 3 weeks now. We'll see. I think we need to give it like a month and see where we're at, but it's gonna be interesting to see like what the staying power is of Shadowlands. By the way, I'm still enjoying it.
Live game company than Blizzard is. Now, there's a bunch of other things too. Deploying massive things at scale. Riot are real industry leaders when it comes to server tech and stuff like that.
Man, welcome, brother.
We could go into a lot of details there, even some of the specific stuff they set up to get pretty incredible like server performance on Valorant. They're just really good at all of that stuff. So basically, if I think...
I gotta pause. Why do you... is Valorant dead yet? What happened? Hold up real quick. Let me see. I feel like it came out and, like, no one really gave a fuck. 30... Anyway, I don't think Fortnite's coming back, boys. I gotta say, COD, I've actually been wanting to play some COD lately. Like the new COD is actually pretty fucking good. Here's my problem. I suck fucking dick at first-person shooter games, but I still like it. Maybe I'll stream it someday. I don't know.
About them making an MMORPG. They are a more modern company in how they do almost everything. They are a lot better at being in touch with the active audience of a live game than Blizzard are. Right? Blizzard are, I would say, rather notoriously prone to being out of touch. I would also
He's
say
doing the
that
R
while
thing
Blizzard
again.
is going to be experiencing brain drain, and we already know that Activision Blizzard, the overall unit, actually has a problem with developers. I'll cover that in a second. If you look at Riot, they're almost certainly more willing to spend. I mean, based on what we know of compensation, Riot do pay significantly better than Blizzard. And just look at the bonuses they handed out. It was like a 10% profit share for everyone, I think, this year. So they're more willing to spend on staff. They're institutionally better set up to operate in the modern era. And in terms of deploying
So I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say how. I'm not gonna like give any, I guess, like information. But and this was as of 2 years ago. Okay, so I actually have like a loose friend that is a WoW developer. Okay, this person is like sort of like entry level, first couple years of being a WoW developer, and this individual makes $90,000 a year. Lives in Anaheim, California. That's where you have to live to be a WoW dev, and the thing is, like, in that area in California, 90K is fucking nothing. This person lives in an apartment with 3 other WoW developers. One of them sleeps on the futon in the fucking living room. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, in Anaheim, that doesn't get you fuck all. It's like, yeah, 90K. If you're in, like, Nebraska, right, it's a lot. But if you're in Anaheim, California, that's fuck all. So they got people sleeping on the food. Like, they have, like, little fucking Blizzard... like Blizzard worker communes where they kind of live together. There's rumors of like Blizzard employees sleeping in vans in the fucking parking lot. I don't think that's true. I highly doubt that's true. But like, yeah, the point is like they should probably pay these motherfuckers more. They definitely should pay them more for the work they do. That's true.
massive, sort of multiplayer experiences. Not massively multiplayer, but, multiplayer experiences at a large scale. They're very experienced. Now, if we look to an MMO specifically, their MMO project is being led by Ghostcrawler, it seems. Ghostcrawler, who was one of the most influential people on World of Warcraft for a period of time, that does include, I would say, a period of great design success in Mists of Pandaria. Yeah, Pandaria did bounce off a bunch of people, but I think there's a reason why it's very, very much well regarded when you look back on it. So it's being led by top MMO talent. And by the way, Riot have really slurped up a lot of Blizzard staff. They really have. I mean, it's been quite funny even in the, when Shadowlands comes out and people are able to show portfolios and stuff.
So I'm trying to remember. After Ghostcrawler, it was Tom Chilton, right? So Tom Chilton made... I gotta hold up. Tom Chilton. Chilton was the sole lead designer for Wrath of the Lich King. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. He was the game director for World of Warcraft Cataclysm expansion, still mid 2006. I don't know why. I thought he was like solely responsible for WoD, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Hey, Tom, my bad, dude. My bad, bro. My bad, man.
Just seeing, oh, right. Yeah, that's their portfolio, but they're actually at Riot now. And just that's happened with a bunch of notable names from Blizzard. They end up at Riot. And of course, other companies too, but it does show that Riot is somewhere where people are going to. So, Riot can do all of these things, and then... there's one thing that WoW suffers from a lot. Jank. Right?
Jank?
You can tell that
Fuck
World
is
of
that?
Warcraft, while great technical feats have been performed to get it running the way that it does, and all of that stuff, it seems pretty clear that WoW does struggle with the age of its engine. Now, this is not a point to hammer at Blizzard.
You think so?
I've generally thought that doing a WoW 2 isn't the most sensible thing when you can just continually improve your engine and do all of that stuff. But there is absolutely something to be said for a company with the resources that Riot has.
The only thing that I really notice with like the age of the WoW engine is, I guess on retail WoW, and there's too many like AoE effects, like too many particle effects, it just lags the fuck out. Remember that video? This is at the end of Legion, where it was 40 Death Knights versus 40 Paladins in Alterac Valley. They queued it up, and they met in the Field of Strife, and they ran into each other, and the game, like, just fucking exploded. Like, everyone was spamming their AoE shit. Like, anytime you have giant, mass AoE clusterfuck battles, the game just, like, completely fucks out. I don't know enough about game design. You were in that... Heimdall was in that video. Nice one. I don't know enough about game design to attribute that to the age of the engine. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but that definitely is a fucking problem, right? That happens all the time. Or if Swifty gets a bunch of viewers together and crashes the fucking servers, like shit like that, it's not good.
Being able to make a project like this and basically just go from the ground up, with a new made-for-purpose engine. So, there's a lot of fundamental advantages here for Riot. I think this is a space where they can do well. And I think in terms of getting if it is an MMORPG, I mean, I've played Guild Wars 2 a bit, I've played ESO a bit, and man, it's just too floaty. The combat doesn't feel tight. And then you go to World of Warcraft, and I mean, when you're playing WoW and you're at low latency, as far as hotkey combat goes, they pretty much nail it.
Yeah, it
One
feels
of the
good.
only other companies I think could actually do
WoW
that well
is very responsive.
is Riot Games.
Like, I've made this point all the time, but there's no other game, no other MMO that I've played that you can do this in. Ready? Pay attention. Watch. Are you ready? See this? I am at all times in complete 100% control of my character, no input lag. It just feels so responsive and so good and so smooth on a fucking just boom 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 boom. No other game can do it. It just feels so smooth. Even in Classic. I'm playing Classic right now. Yeah, in both. In every version of World of Warcraft. Yeah, it feels good. Every other MMO that I've played, and this is just true for a lot of other games in general, they just feel so slow and non-responsive and clunky. The first game that comes to mind when talking about clunkiness is, what's it called? PUBG. PUBG felt so... I played a couple times, right? Like, felt slow. So slow and shitty. Speaking of PUBG in 2020, well, I think I remember this correctly, was the most lucrative mobile game in the entire fucking world. I think, if I remember right, $12.5 billion. PUBG Mobile. $12.5 billion. Absolutely fucking insane. It's dead on PC, right? But mobile, it's popping, I guess.
And then if you think about the art style,
Sanity.
the lineage there,
China.
I think they can start to hit that too. And a lot of Blizzard people who do not know what's up with the league will not get this, but I mean, if you go to their like big Runeterra page,
Holy
and
shit.
zoom around their 3D map, you're like, wow, they've built a lot of lore here. They really have.
Yeah, they have.
They have their TV show coming out. They have Riot Forge with the single player experiences.
League
that are coming
TV
out to
show?
flesh out that world as well. Riot are on an absolute warpath. Now, it is true that Legends of Runeterra,
Wow,
their
fuck.
card game, and Valorant, they've been successful, but they've maybe not been the genre sort of defeating successes that maybe Riot would have liked. But they still...
How do you play a mobile game like that and enjoy it? So someone mentioned that Twitch is dying or something, and that I read this in chat like 2 minutes ago. I didn't respond to it. Incidentally, I think someone posted a link in my Discord or like some fucking Discord I was in. It was a link to DLive, which is another streaming website. And so I clicked on it and I looked at the most played game on the website. The most played game at that time on the website, it's called DLive, was PUBG Mobile. And so I clicked on this it had 1,000 viewers in the category. So I clicked on it. The top stream had like 600 viewers. It was it was PUBG Mobile, and literally the entire chat on this DLive PUBG Mobile stream was people spamming the N-word. So that is my DLive impression. So seems like a wow, really great website. No, dude, I would literally just rather not fucking stream than stream on that site. Holy shit, man.
They'll have done quite well.
No thanks.
But with an MMO, I think that, I think it's fair to say that there's a few ways where World of Warcraft could be a bit more disruptive than like CSGO. I at least think so. That's an intuition-based thing, and that's purely just because Blizzard have been the reigning king, and Blizzard have made non-stop mistakes for years and have never really been punished. They've never actually had, I would say, viable competition that competes with World of Warcraft sort of on the terms at which World of Warcraft plays the game of being a successful MMO product. I think Riot can go in there. There's another side of things too. Riot will not have to gouge things in terms of monetization. Like, if you look at Legends of Runeterra, it is infinitely more fair in terms of...
Let me tell you, and this is something very smart that not World of Warcraft, that Blizzard tried to do and pretty much failed, but that like League of Legends is doing now, or sorry, that Riot is doing now as well. And this is the move. Like, this is really what you want to do. So Blizzard on the Blizzard launcher tried to have a game of every genre. So, like, if you want to play an RTS or a MOBA or a card game or an MMO or an FPS or blah, 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 they tried to have a Blizzard brand version of every genre of game on the platform, so you never had to leave the Blizzard ecosystem, right? Because before they did this, it's like, okay, I'll play my MMO, World of Warcraft. I'll go and play, you know, my League of Legends, you know, like this. So Blizzard tried to do this. Like, they've got a ton of different genres. They've tried. In fact, I bet like the sole purpose with making Heroes of the Storm was just to like steal back some of the like some I'm blanking, like, what I swear I have like a Joe Biden disease. I just fucking forget things. Like what genre is this? Like, Jesus Christ. The fucking MOBA. Yeah, the MOBA genre. So they really tried to do that. The problem is that most of these games are dead and or suck fucking dick, right? And so you can see that Riot is doing the same thing, right? They have an FPS. They have a MOBA. They have what is essentially a card game. They like this and this and this. And now they're making an MMO, right? And so it's sort of like this like launcher battle. Who can have the most successful games on their launcher to keep people in that ecosystem? Riot versus Blizzard. And there's other people that are trying to come in as well. But this is the move. Like this is the smart move. The problem is you just have to make good games, and Blizzard has failed in a lot of those cases. Let me pull the video back up. Video? Yeah, there it is.
Of money than Hearthstone is. If you look at Valorant, it's also pretty damn reasonable. Now, I don't particularly like how things work with unlocking, you know, heroes and stuff in League of Legends, but generally speaking, Riots for the core gameplay are reasonable enough and free to play.
Well, another thing I've heard is that the new Riot MMO is going to be pay to win. I would be shocked. You have to know if you're making an MMO, it's going to be completely delegitimized if it's pay to win. You can't make an MMO pay to win if you want it to have a long life.
Good morning,
right?
gamers. Good morning, stay safe.
New media, good morning. Everyone knows it's just going to be a cash grab otherwise, right? So I doubt it will be pay to win. And New media, thank you for the 7 months. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. It's good to be back streaming. It will definitely be pay to cosmetic, right? Which is the League of Legends model. It's going to be pay to win. I doubt it. I doubt there will be any player power attached to swiping your credit card. But, you know, skins and things like this, like cosmetics in the MMO, yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
Don't think they would make a free-to-play MMO that would have free-to-play MMO problems in the way that games like ArcAge have had those issues, or Black Desert Online, as an example. Now, I did tease Blizzard having staffing issues, right? Well, first up, if you look at the rumor mill, morale is not in a great place over there. But if you look at Activision Blizzard, the overall unit, one of the reasons why they got rid...
I don't know, like, I bet the morale is a lot higher now that Shadowlands is doing pretty well. Like, I feel like Shadowlands was received really, really well. Prior to Shadowlands coming out, I bet morale was pretty fucking low.
Rid of Bungie, why they were okay with ending that deal, was because they would be able to free up studios like High Moon, because they literally did not have enough dev resources as an organization. Now, we did see the big job layoffs and all of that stuff go on. That was for non-development roles, and more recently you will have seen the headlines of them wanting to get 2,000 more dev roles. 2,000.
Wait, who? Blizzard?
That's a lot. And this is all in a context where I think just today, as I record this, we basically heard from Blizzard that there would be an update in Overwatch 2 soon, but to not expect to actually be playing the game anytime soon.
Does anyone give 1/10 of one fuck about Overwatch 2? Like, I was at BlizzCon that year when they announced it, and I remember they announced it, and everyone was just like, people were just confused. Everyone's just like, wait, what? This seems just like a patch. It's like a big patch. It's not even a new game. It just feels like a fucking patch for the current game. It's like no one even knows what the fuck it is, man.
Which maybe is shooting a lot of hopes
over what? Exactly.
that it would have been a Q3 or Q4 2021 game. And that does show you a lot of issues. I mean, I do happen to know that basically what happened there is there was internal dev resources being split between multiple projects, including the StarCraft shooter that got cancelled. And that's what basically led to a whole host of problems.
The second StarCraft 2 shooter.
By the way, you see like all those skins and stuff, that's like outsourced. From what I understand, mostly outsourced. There's like reasons why the core dev team have really struggled there. So it's pretty clear that Blizzard, they struggle with quantity of content. They you know, and a part of that often is because they do have high quality standards and all of that stuff, and they want to have that Blizzard polish. But
Shit.
man, I just look at this whole situation and I think Riot has a better rap, I think, internally within the dev community of places that are good to work and like compensate their staff well. I think they'll be able to compete with Blizzard on talent. They have a whole bunch of fundamental strengths as an organization. Yeah, they could be viable competition. And I think, as somebody who's, you know, vastly primary...
Here's the thing, dude. You can have a fuck ton of money. There are just so many hurdles you have to overcome when making an MMO. It is so, like, it's fun to shit on World of Warcraft and shit on Blizzard. It is so hard to make a good MMO. Making a good, fun, balanced MMO with fun player progression systems and fun, rewarding gameplay, it's so fucking hard, dude. Like, I'm telling you, MMOs are probably the hardest game to make out of any type of game. They're actually in the 2020 current year market, they're probably also one of the least financially rewarding games to make. Also, very high risk, low end reward, very fucking hard to make. And so, I'll give Riot this, right? Riot has the background, they have the IP. League of Legends is a super successful game. They have the lore, they have the rich universe, they have the money to back it up. Does that equal a good MMO? Fuck no, we got to see what they do. There's so many things, so many problems, so many hurdles they have to overcome, right?
Every source of income comes from a World of Warcraft YouTube channel, right? I think this is good. Because I think that World of Warcraft somehow is resource starved. I mean, don't want to get personal or anything like that, but they're resource starved. You look at what their class team is able to do, and you look at, I mean, if you know what's actually up there in terms of the amount of people who work in those things, you're just like, man, how did you ship this game still having so many problems? What? And then you sort of realize, well, they just don't have enough people working.
I was watching the Race to World First today, and I've been watching Limit. I've been watching Max's stream because they have comms. I love it. I've been watching Max like around the clock, dude, if he's live. And the boss they're on, the Stonewing Gargoyles, whatever the fuck they're called, right? There was a bug with them, and Blizzard hot fixes the bug, and it makes it worse. And they're all like, "Wait, what the fuck? You just made this even worse."
It's really weird. Like, World of Warcraft to me seems like this humongous mismatch of amount of money the game brings in and that ratio to the amount of effective resources deployed on that game. Now, I said effective resources for a reason, because you can't just 10x the size of the team and have 10x the output. Very much, probably the opposite would happen. If you know anything about dev, like that, you know, you don't linearly scale up your overall production capacity for a whole bunch of types of work by just adding more and more and more people to the problem. But fundamentally, I do think the WoW team is understaffed. I mean, look at the Call of Duty situation, right? Their other big franchise. They've got so many different studios working on a yearly Call of Duty, such that each studio has got a 2 or 3 year long dev cycle. And you look at World of Warcraft and you think, man, how do they make so little content? You look at the Battle for Azeroth expansion, you see the final patch of that, and you're like, cool, horrific visions were a nice feature, but that raid had a lot of asset reuse, and also there wasn't a new zone or anything. You just reused 2 other zones, and it wasn't that good. You just do think. So,
yeah, true.
I would maybe hope that this has Bobby Kotick and the boys, the people who are actually responsible for the deployment of resources in the company, to maybe wind their neck in and think, hang on a second, Riot Games is marching into the MMO space. Maybe we should actually start to treat World of Warcraft with the love that it deserves, with the actual resources that it deserves. Because absolutely, at least speaking from a player's perspective, I look at World of Warcraft and I think, how is this the most successful MMO in the world and it does not get like more dev resources, more stuff added? How does it constantly seem like this game is behind schedule and the team aren't able to make enough stuff? Now, I get it, it's an MMO, people consume content real fast. But still, I think WoW could do a lot better there. And I would really hope that this is a slap across the face to the people who are allocating the resources, that they actually think, hang on, we need to protect this IP. We need to ensure that we are set up to be competitive. I think they really need to be more willing.
Let me ask you this. Like, I'm thinking, yeah, a lot of this is true, though at the same time, right now is a weird time to complain about World of Warcraft because I feel like it's doing pretty fucking well. Like, Shadowlands, Shadowlands has made a lot of really, and this is coming from a classic guy, right? Shadowlands made a lot of really, really good improvements, like legitimately good improvements. So what at the moment do you guys really, really dislike about Shadowlands? I'm trying to think. What is unfun about Shadowlands? What do you hate about it? Honestly, dude, probably number one thing for me. One, I hate the fucking Maw. I hate the Maw and world quests. World quests and the Maw are so fucking unfun. If you have to have world quests, the design philosophy changed to make world quests less numerous, but take like 4 times as long. I fucking hate that. I hate doing these long, like multi-phasic world quests where you got to do one thing and then the other thing and then the other thing and then you got to talk to the guy and fight at the plate. Like, oh my god, just fucking end it, dude. I hate these new fucking world quests. They're so fucking dog shit, man. Holy
to
fuck.
Launch long-term projects for that game. To understand, World of Warcraft, we wanted to be here for 10 years, so we can start a 3-4 year engineering project now. I mean, I don't want to backseat dev. I don't know what those things would be. The people in the team obviously will know better, but I think they should be getting more resources. And I also think, I mean, Blizzard should be more willing to increase pay and to be more competitive in the hiring process because they obviously are falling behind. It's like pretty damn notorious how they're falling behind. Look, Activision keeps on having record years. Their stock is at an all-time high. Why? I mean, are they seriously just trying to be as financially efficient for every single quarter as much as they can? I mean, at the expense of long term? Is that literally what's going on here? And then we're going to be in a situation where like a fully Tencent owned, I guess with Riot, private company, I mean, where they, where just Riot's ability to say, nah, actually, we're not going to focus only on the next quarter and we're going to go really, really damn big and work on massive long-term projects. Maybe Riot's ability to do that will start to actually like legit compete. I mean, look, League of Legends is already like one of the biggest games in the world. So, man, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. There's not that much more to say. This is a type of a thing that is by nature purely...
I'm telling you, dude. Like, I actually will stand by this until the day I die. The reason why League is so popular is because it has more champions for you to jerk off to. Coomers make a game. They build a community. You need to appeal to the Coomers. And so they're making all these, like, sexy hentai fucking champions running around, and people want to play it because they want to jerk off to it. Then after they're done playing and jerking off, they go on Pornhub and they look up League of Legends 3D porn videos, and then they jerk off again, right? Like, that is what you need for the community. And League of Legends, they know that, so they're making these videos like KDA Diva pop star video. Like, who the fuck gives 1/10 of one fuck about that video if not just to jerk off? Hentai weebs are jerking off. I don't like it. I'm not into hentai. It's not my thing. But, like, who they're making that video for. Like, everyone fucking knows why they're making that video, okay? Like, it's obvious. It's transparent to me. I've been watching the TV show Hannibal, and it's about this detective who can, like, get into the mind of serial killers, and he can track down serial killers because he's not a serial killer, but he can, like, track them down really well. I can get in the mind of a Coomer, and I know exactly every single thought that goes on in a Coomer's brain, okay? I'm a Coomer savant. I am on the Coomer spectrum, okay? And I can see I see between the lines. I see between the Coom. A lot of people get bogged down in the Coom. They get the Coom in their eyes. I can see through the Coom. I see it clearly. It's a fucking gift of mine, okay? I'm telling you.
Driven on my own personal speculations and, vibes and sort of understanding whisperings that I hear in the scene.
It's the truth.
But I still think that it's an important thing to talk about. Yeah, so look, more competition. Competition is good. Blizz, it's time to up that game.
Imagine, imagine your fucking superpower. You know how if you have like a UV light or a black light and you shine it down, you can see Coom stains on fucking sheets and on people's clothes. Imagine your superpower is you see out of black light and you can see Coom stains on people. Oh my god, you would never shake anyone's hand ever again. Oh my fucking god.
Activision decision makers, stop being stingy with Blizzard, please. They might actually need more resources to compete. All right, next up, let's talk a bit about Nathria because...
Okay, first off, no. Second off, that is the end of Bellular's first video.